Hello, guys. Welcome back. It is Rich from the Net. I am Rich, and this is episode 13, and we're back. I went on a little bit of a hiatus and just took a little bit of time. I was doing this podcast, and we got 12 episodes in. I started doing some guests at episode 10, and I got a little excited with myself. I was really having fun doing guests, but I was also really having a lot of fun doing solo ones. It was making me more like introspective and more worried about like current events and things that you guys would care about. So I was doing my homework and I was doing it, but it gets tiresome. It gets a little bit tiresome, especially when you have a job and you have a life. So it's definitely rewarding, even though I only have 22 followers, but that doesn't matter to me. I love every 22 of you guys. I enjoy doing this for myself first and foremost, and then for you guys secondly. So there's been a lot of things going on lately. We can get right into it. I just want to tell you what I got on the liquids side. I got a nice mason jar. Came across some good mason jars recently, and I got some cold water. You can't beat cold water in a mason jar. You really can't. The next thing that is better than a cold water in a mason jar is an a cold glass of milk and a fucking cookie in a mason jar. So I got that, and then I just got back from the gym, so I was gonna treat myself with some fucking ice cream. I'll have a little. I was gonna save this for after the podcast, but I think it's gonna get a little melty. But I got some ice cream. That's cheap shit, but it's still good. So yeah, we had shout out Strong Bones. We had shout out Ben, and then shout out Maddie. We had 3 guests in a row, and the last one was kind of like the season finale. I'm 25 books into the Rich from the Net season 1 study of money, whatever you want to call it. So I'm on the back 9. So I wanted to do a season finale with like it kind of an interesting podcast. I thought the Hinge date thing went very well. I mean, it's been 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on when you're watching this, since that date. And I know you fucking perverts out there wanted a little bit more. I tried to get juicy. Like I definitely tried to. And shout out to her. She was definitely going with the punches. I was definitely throwing some hard-hitting questions her way, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know you fucking creeps wanted a episode 2, and I have one filmed, but I'm not gonna release it. I'm not gonna release it because I just don't want to. I want to get back to my roots here. I want to continue my study of money. I'm 25 books in, guys. I'm averaging a book 1.56 books a week since I started, which is pretty insane. It's been tough, and I'm very actually pleased. I got a little nostalgic the other day when I did the calculation on the front 9, and I got like a little bit kind of impressed with myself. I kind of didn't think I was gonna like go that far. I didn't think I was gonna finish, to be honest. But now that I'm on the back 9, it's like kind of easy. It's kind of like I'm ripping through them. So I was never really a reader in school. I was always dreaded the summer reading. I never did them. Like I always just hoped and prayed that your teachers wouldn't decide to test you on the summer reading. And if we're being honest, if I read half of the books, I probably would have done a lot better. But I usually read like close to none of the books for the summer reading in grade school and in college and high school, and I was usually fine. So I don't know what that says, but well, that's my last bite. That was just tasty as fuck. Looking back on it, they should have just gave you like a money challenge. They should have just gave you like, all right, pick fucking your own books. But then again, there'd be those dickheads that, and that would probably be like, oh, does a comic book count? Or like, does a magazine count? And like, I'll probably be one of those assholes. But if they did something like crazy, like pick 5 books on war, or pick 5 books on anatomy, or pick 5 books on like biology, pick 5 books on ancient Indian, whatever interests you, that would have been a better choice for. But then again, the teachers probably didn't want to fucking read all the books the kids were choosing. So yeah, there's a flaw in education in that regard, because I'm having fun. Like, I never thought I would say reading was fun. I never thought that I would be ripping through as many books as I am right now. And I read them on my phone. And if I'm feeling lazy, I'll listen to it. But nothing's better than just sitting down with a good book. I went to Arizona to visit my cousin, and I brought a book called Ready Player One, and it was a science fiction. There's nothing more that I rip quicker than a good science fiction like thriller. It's called Ready Player One, and it's actually kind of about like what technology could be. It's kind of like Black Mirror vibes. And I read it 5 hours on the plane ride, and then 5 hours on the flight. Oh no! I read 5 hours on the plane ride there, and then I finished it 2 hours in, and I had a little screw. Did I watch it on the? I don't think I was on a good air flight. I think I had to watch it on my phone, but I watched it the movie right after, and that was like. That's the best way to consume any sort of like read the book first and then compare it to the movie, because that's just the ultimate way to get a grasp of the creatives that go behind writing, and the creatives that go behind producing a movie. It's really cool. And if anyone's out there listening to this, I would say read Ready Player One first and then watch the movie, because it's about a boy who their lives are set, I think, in the future. I don't know what year in the future, but their lives are basically, you put on a headset and you go to work, and you put on a headset and you experience fantasy. You put on a headset and you're a different person. And this guy discovers the glitch in the system. He discovers the hidden, like they call them Easter eggs, that the creator of the game and essentially like augmented reality created, for the players. So he found the Easter egg and basically became a celebrity. And it was just like a race between all the other players to find. I'm not going to give away too much. You guys should go check it out. But we got a lot of shit on the docket. I did a lot of polls. One of the polls that I wanted to do was to read. I wanted to review my. I think I'm going to say this for someone that I'm having on next. I'm going to review my. So I had in my accounting class, there was this girl that sat like behind me, I always got like weird vibes. Like I wasn't really into the class. It was in accounting 101, and it was early, and I was just kind of just fucking. I was a dumb freshman. I was just like, I don't really give a shit about this class. I think I got like a C, and but there's this girl that kind of had the same vibe as me that sat behind me. I always thought she was like kind of weird, and it's a small school, and I sit down, and basically, I didn't sit down. I don't even think I even interacted with this woman, and we passed each other the tests back and said, "Hey, how you doing?" Whatever. Like it wasn't even like that because college was kind of weird. People were always just being on their phones when you would enter class, and then right when this teacher started talking, that's when you would look up from your phone. I was never like that. I kind of liked interacting with my friends and hey, what'd you get on this? Hey, what'd you do for this night? Like, how'd your night turn up? Like, you look hungover? Like, just trying to start conversation and be a fucking human. But this class was kind of different. I sat like in the frontish area, like towards the side, and this class was just she did her own thing, I did my own thing, but I knew of her because of my roommates. So I reached out to one of my roommates and asked, hey, do you remember that chick? Like, I heard she was a stripper. And he's like, yeah, this is her Instagram. I go on her Instagram. This probably happened a few weeks ago. I go on her Instagram, and she's got an OnlyFans. And she has a post about her OnlyFans. It's a couple thousand followers. I'm going to see if I can find her right now. She has a couple thousand followers. I have my fucking wallet. I might have to do this. I don't know if I want to set up an OnlyFans account yet, but she has an OnlyFans. So I don't know if I can find it, but I'm going to do it with a guest that I'm having on relatively soon. We're going to review her OnlyFans. And I put up a poll about it, and it was kind of weird. Like, kind of interesting, kind of weird, kind of funny. I'm not going to say any names, but I asked a bunch of people, should I, review this girl's OnlyFans? And one of the answers was, no, save your money. The other answer was yes, but don't say names. I'm not going to say any names anyway. I don't want to out her if she's like, because I'm from the hometown that she lived at, so I don't know if anything, God forbid, she didn't want any. She wanted some privacy. I'll grant her that. It's kind of a risque thing that having an OnlyFans. I got an astounding vote for yes. We want you to review her OnlyFans, so I'll do that. I'm not gonna show anything. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna out her, so it's gonna be fun. I wonder if she has some good content. I'm thinking about making. In the beginning of the podcast, I thought about making an OnlyFans, but just for podcasting, not for naked pictures. And then I realized that I can just do that on Patreon, which is a better way to do that. So in the future, I am currently making a Patreon. So in the future, I will be making a Patreon. And guys, I want you to, I would love for you guys to subscribe. And if you guys see this, I'd like some income, not income, well, I would like some income, but I'd like some feedback on whether or not, what I should price my Patreon. It's a monthly subscription. It can go anywhere from $1 to I think $500. But Bella Thorne was in the news recently for scamming OnlyFans. So for those of you who don't know what OnlyFans is basically Patreon, where you have a monthly subscription to someone's profile. The money goes straight to you, and OnlyFans, you produce nudes for them. You produce naked content. So if you want to be naked, go to OnlyFans. If you don't want to be naked, go to Patreon. I'll be on Patreon. But what Bella Thorne did, many of you may or may not know her. She was a Disney star, and she charged $500 for her Patreon, monthly Patreon. And that grew to $2 million in the matter of 2 days. So she made $2 million in 2 days. But she didn't put any fucking nudes on there. She posted an apology of her crying, saying, sorry, but I don't understand, $2 million. She's already posted nudes before on Twitter for free. What's the point of crying on social media when you've already done it? When I get it, the time that she posted on Twitter her nudes was because a blackmailer was trying to out her, extort her for nudes. So this time she wants to do it for Twitter. She did it on her own terms, but now she's on Patreon, makes all this fucking money. Basically blackmails herself. I'm like, what the fuck? So so now, OnlyFans is going to be coming down hard on their users and make sure they promise what's promised. But that's just censorship right there. If she didn't want to put news and people wanted to sign up, that's their fault. She didn't put any on there. So I guess I wonder if they are in the midst of returning their money, but. I will be reviewing, so stay tuned. Let's see. What other polls did I put up? Here we go. This is good, and I'm glad that I did this poll. And this was the first one. This one I posted a few weeks ago, I think. Maybe a week or two ago. What's better, Philly or New York? Now, I wanted to just see I knew my demographic was mostly Philly, but I had some fucking weird answers for New York. A lot of traitors here. Particularly two of my cousins. Now, if I'm calling you my cousin, you cannot be a fan of New York. Okay? Both of you, and I know where you live. I see you on social media, and I see you at Christmas. Now, if you want to make it to your next Christmas, you better vote Philly next time. And that's an open-ended threat. So yeah, Philly is definitely better than New York. And I don't even know why I asked that. I think there was like New York was going under some heat with their violence uptick and because they defunded the police, and I don't even remember what was going on. Why I said that. But brain freeze. I got my beard growing back in. I shaved it a while back, episode 9 or 10. And no, episode, I don't know. But I'm growing it out either until I finish these books or until I get my realtor's license. that's my ultimatum. That's my playoff. It's my playoff beard for the next journey in my life here. So basically, I am halfway through, 25 books in. I finished One Up on Wall Street, written by Peter Lynch. That was a very good book. Blew by it. I read that one. That's the most recent one. But I've been skipping around my list, and if anyone wants my list, they can just ask me for it. I'll give it to them. But there's 50 books. So I've been dabbling with what's going to be my next 50. And I was talking with my buddy Ben, and he's like, why do you have to do 50? I was like, 50 is a high lofty number. And the amount of knowledge you're going to pick up from 50 books compared to like 15 is going to be a lot higher. So that's kind of my philosophy. It's like a lofty goal. And I kind of enjoy those kind of lofty goals, especially when you get to the back nine of those goals. Like the back nine is impressive, or the front nine is impressive. So the back nine is just like, all you got to play is, play it as it lies. So, a lot of you perverts want to see that girl's OnlyFans. You want to see me review it. And I will. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to hold back. What else? Okay, so here's my next thing. A little curious as to why I have so many pictures of myself in here, but a little more curious is I asked you guys why. I asked you guys, and I asked the girls. I know the girls can answer this question truthfully, and I asked them, who is more attractive? I asked them, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. No. That was just the question. Who is more? Why? Money and accolades aside, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, is he attractive? Yes or no? And I thought, like, I just went to the gym today. Like, I thought, like, girls enjoy, like, strong men, or, like, but is he too big? Like, is he too big at this point? And, like, is he, like just way too freakishly strong? Like, is he just not work hard enough for you? Because I think he works the hardest out of any human being there is. And I don't think anyone can deny that. I think he, is always up, and I think he works out for like 15 hours a day. And then during this quarantine, I saw a video of him explaining how he got coronavirus with his family. Obviously he beat it, but he kind of like simped about it. Like he kind of like was like, oh yeah, it was really tough, really, really, really tough. And I was like, you're The Rock, like you coronavirus for The Rock. That shouldn't even be a blip on his radar. But his family got affected, so he got in his feels. I get it. But that's what sparked it. That's what sparked my question. And I was asking, like, other people, like what kind of dude is the, like, ultimate dude for girls? Like, he's got to be manly. Like, is it Jason Momoa, or is it, like, Chris Pratt? Is it any Avengers? Like, what is your, is The Rock not a hot guy? Like, purely speaking from a level of superficialness. We're trying to figure it out here at Rich from the Net. I am a heterosexual man, so I don't really have my ear to the pulse of that, or my finger to the pulse of that, of the homosexuals. So we're trying to figure it out. I am eating a lot of ice cream. I could be considered feminine for that. But we're getting to the bottom of it. So, what's been happening in the news lately? There was going to be an NBA boycott. That was in the news like last week. All right, done with the ice cream. There was going to be an NBA boycott like last week, but that's not going to happen. Like, why would the NBA they would not let their players boycott, and if players think that they're able to boycott playing for any social rights issue, they're sorely mistaken, because look how many millions of dollars that they make and how envious those executives, of those fans, of those season ticket holders wish they could be making that much money. Look how envious people are to be LeBron. Look how envious people are to be Ben Simmons. Wouldn't it be amazing to date Kendall Jenner and pull up to practice in a fucking Ferrari? Yes, that is the life. And you're going to boycott that? I get it. It was for social rights issues and all that. But, take a knee. Go silent on Twitter. Everyone should go silent on social media if you want to take a real stand. Not going to the NBA, not going to your basketball, not showing up for work is counterintuitive, in my opinion. I think the real way is, put your money where your mouth is. Take your salary and go to an advertising firm so, they can run ads during your games. Don't just stop going to games and continue getting paid. That's just selfish. Like, people want to watch you play games. People escape to watch you play games and watch you run up and down the court. Your job is to run up and down the court. If you want to be a social justice warrior, do it on your own time, and don't. If you want to, stand for something that you believe in, there's better ways to do it than boycotting the NBA. And also, you think the NFL is going to boycott anything? You think the NFL is going to let their players do that? They already canned Colin Kaepernick for kneeling. Now it's going to be the new kneeling. Like, now boycotting is kneeling for sure. So you got your kneeling. This is my thing. Hong Kong pours so much money into the NBA, and they basically kill their they extradite their citizens from Hong Kong to China, and then China is able to hold them, basically prisoner without any reason. The extradition laws in Hong Kong, which Hong Kong fuels real estate in the U.S. They fuel the NBA, a lot of major sports leagues. They fuel a lot of textiles. The Hong Kong has probably some of the worst. Their people are like literally rioting in the streets, holding American flags, hoping that we will notice them. Like, people in Hong Kong are like, their rights are gone right now. They're struggling to be seen, to be heard, and the government is just fucking them over. So, I think the guy got shot in the back like 7 times. I saw the video, and whenever I see one of those videos, it just like ruins my whole fucking day. Like, it just pisses me off like to no end. No guy should just get shot in the back 7 times. Like it makes me scared to it makes me scared to like even get pulled over. I can't imagine how scared it makes a black person to get pulled over. I can't imagine how nervous they are to even roll down their window because their rights could be infringed upon at any moment. Now, I'm very lucky by the color of my skin in that regard, so I'm not taking my anything for granted here. I'm not bitching about the boycott, but the players, I mean, if they knew I was doing this fucking podcast, they'd probably walk in here and smack me in the face for being a dickhead. But I don't know. I just think, if you're making $1 million, if you're making like 14 million a year, take one of those millions and create a fucking ad agency to promote any cause you want. Go on the fucking Fiverr website and create your own ad and then, pay whoever to run it. Pay Facebook to run it for a month. You can do that. Like, I can do that. I've done it. It's easy. But the problem is these social media, like, where do you consume usually your content? It's going to be on, social medias. Where do you see ads these days? You don't see them on TV. You see them on so many of these social media websites. And, here's the thing. There's so many, and then there's so many people scrolling on so many different websites. Are you really going to get seen and heard? Like, is your ad really going to make a difference? I'll tell you what. Did you ever see that guy, Tai Lopez? He definitely made a name for himself through like Instagram and YouTube and Facebook ads. He was the guy who was like holding his phone. He was like, look at me, like, look at all these books I read. Look at my Lamborghini in my garage. I'm standing in my garage. Look at all these books behind the bookshelf. If you just read a book a day, like, you can get all this shit like me. Just join my fucking program and give me your money. That's what he did. And I'm pretty sure it was like a Ponzi scheme, but he never got caught or, That's what he did. He just ran a fuckload of ads and got rich. Imagine if someone who's already rich can run a fuckload of ads, how much they can influence people. That, and if you're influencing for good, people think that negativity outweighs positivity. It doesn't. I fucking tear up when the troops come home. The troops when they come home for those videos? I tear up during those. Like, when the dog sees like the troop and he's been gone for like 8 months on tour. I tear up like when he's wearing that fucking army uniform and that like golden retriever jumps into his arms. Like that's shit that's like, I get it, golden retrievers probably do that every fucking day, but it's just crazy. Like the amount of cachet and personal value someone can derive from a negative story, a negative viral video, a negative outcome. I think there's a lot of value in positive too, but you're not going to get it. This isn't the world we live in is like, there's both. Like, the world that we live in these days is kind of fucked up. Like, it's kind of doing this study of money, kind of like a few of the books I read are a little bit outdated, and they don't really take into account the overexposure of the internet and social media allows for people. They back when all these authors were making their money and being able to acquire the accolades and the expertise and the experience to write these books, they were without the internet. So they garnered attention through their work and through their entrepreneurism, through their philanthropy, through their financial success, and through their philosophical whatever it was. And then came the internet right after and right like during their success. So if you're watching this and it's 10 years in the future, there might be a new internet. There might be like a new way to consume and a way to communicate with people. But before that, it was basically you had to perform to the utmost. You had to learn how to be a master at your craft, and then you could branch off and become masters at other crafts. So, the internet definitely it doesn't hinder what these guys did. It doesn't hinder what you can do. It doesn't hinder what I can do. It only helps you, but there are pitfalls, traps, booby traps that come along with social media and the internet that you have to be mindful of. One thing that you have to be mindful of is the amount of time that you spend on social media, the amount of headlines that you only read the headline, the amount of memes that you let persuade you in a political sphere, the amount of sides that there are for certain teams. So you have to be constantly monitoring your social, like if you're socially influenced by these things, and you have to be constantly monitoring whether or not you're picking a side of something. So you just have to watch out for that. Like the reason that it's so easy to pick sides these days is because we are able to communicate like no other. We're able to communicate like it's like there isn't just Democrats and Republicans these days. It's far left, far right, center left, center right, moderate and conservative, liberal and I guess conservative and centrist, independent, Proud Boys, Antifa, all this NRA, like all these sides. It is crazy that the American flag now is a side. The fact that you decide to put an American flag on your hat is a side, and it is just like absolutely absurd. Like I said before with the. Like I said before with the like the NBA and the boycotting, they're picking a side. They're picking a side, which is a good side to stand with. I forget who they're fucking. The guy who got shot in the back 7 times. What was his name? They picked a side. They picked that side when in reality, look at all the fucking humans in Hong Kong that are just being fucking killed, that are just being, their human rights are being infringed upon, it's to the point where no one knows if they go missing. They kill, like China just released like their ban on being able to have like multiple children. That was like a decade ago. Like that was normal. That was like holy fuck. Like yeah, I guess China's doing that. I guess. And you know why they did that is because social media was really getting like social media is really picking up steam. So they can't do that for too long before they realize like that China is conniving on and constantly harassing other people, harassing their own, harassing anyone that will let them. And not all Chinese people are bad. Like, a lot of people want to get out of there. Or a lot of people want to leave. It's just their government that does it. Their government is fucking insane. So, last one. Okay. So, I'm gonna put a meme on. I'm gonna put a meme out there. I'm gonna go ahead and say all the shit that's been happening these days is a conspiracy. And what do I mean by that? Everything is a conspiracy? How's that possible? I'm going to say it's 2020 gate. I'm going to say 2020 gate means that there is an Illuminati. There is a deep state. There is someone out there that, put all their eggs in one basket, all their control eggs in one basket, and decided to, explode the basket. And they decided that 2020 was the perfect date, perfect year to create, gobble up all the stocks, create a fucking global pandemic, create a mind virus, create a sex trafficking conspiracy against the government, create all these, create and expose these rapists in Hollywood, and create all this chaos. And there could be, and I don't know who, because I'm not well researched, but there could be someone behind 2020 Gate. And I don't know who it is, and I want to find out, but I feel like if I find out, then I'm going to get killed. So I will be trying to find out, and if I do get killed, then it was the person who created 2020 Gate. And truer words have not been spoken. So I'm going to leave it there. Now, the next thing I have on the docket is I am creating a cookbook. I know I said I was going to bring the newsletter back, but I'm not a writer. I don't have the gall to be a writer. Maybe I will after I feel like I've read enough books. Maybe I will after I get bored of podcasting. I don't see that happening. I got a little bit. I had to pump the brakes. That's why I took 2 weeks off. It was the summer. I'm back. We're a day after Labor Day weekend, and we're coming into summer. And it's going to be a good year. I'm starting my year now. 2020 Gate's over. I'm starting it now. So, I'm starting this cookbook, and I'm going through my brain on what am I going to make? How is this going to work out? And I already have breakfast down. I'm a master at breakfast. So that's 1/3 of the problem. I'm not really a snacker, and I really don't make smoothies or anything like that. So I'm going to keep it simple, keep it 3 square meals. I was experimenting before the pandemic, I was experimenting with fasting. So once I finish 33%, which is the breakfast portion of this cookbook, I already have 2 meals logged in, so I probably need another 3 to close out breakfast. But once I, basically finish up, once I finish up breakfast, I'm 100% gonna be back on the fasting. Fasting was spectacular. I love doing it. It gave me a bunch of energy. I lost some weight, and that was before the pandemic. So, pandemic came. I definitely put on 10 pounds. So, then I fluctuate. So, how my body works is I fluctuate the next 10 pounds. So, I put on 10 pounds easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy 10 pounds. And then the next 10 pounds, I fluctuate. So I could go 205. I could go up to 215 and then come back down to 205. It doesn't go backwards. Like once it's at 205, once it's in that sweet spot, like 200 to 205, then it'll fluctuate over. So it'll just keep going, like fluctuating around here for 10 pounds. Never backwards, but always after 200/205, all the way around here. So just gonna keep my eye on it. And I don't know why it's like that. I don't know. Every time, I don't know. I'm very consistent at the gym, and I just fluctuate. I guess it's my meals, and my weight doesn't drop when I do the fasting. I do eat less, but I guess my body utilizes it more. So I will be doing that again after I finish the breakfast portion. I'm gonna sub out my cookbook graphic design onto the internet. So I'm gonna be hiring. There's this good website. I believe it's called Fiverr. I could be wrong. It's either called Fiverr. I think it's Fiverr. And you can get really good graphics for very cheap. So I want to compile it, and then I want to try and sell it. So I want to compile it, and then I want to figure out how I can compile it digitally, and just put it on the Patreon and try and sell it there. That'll probably be like a tier of my Patreon. So I want to try and really focus on selling my own things. Like I really want to escape the rat race. I really want to do my own thing, being my own boss. I don't want to. I love my boss. And I found out who listens. But he knows. I'm trying to escape the rat race. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I want to, contribute to the world, and how I want to do it without having a boss. So I do have a love of real estate and construction. And I want to figure out how I can marry them with all my other loves. My love for exercise and my love for podcasting. My love for being creative. So I want to figure out, and it takes some time, I want to figure out how I can cohesively intertwine all of those. So that's just a little bit of what I've been cooking up lately. I've been fucking whipping it up in the kitchen now, making some breakfast sandwiches. So it'll be some fun things to come. I saw a scary thing the other day. I saw a very scary thing. I was just driving by this creepy house, and I saw 2 fucking buzzards, or like whatever you call them, buzzards, vultures, 2 creepy looking vultures just sitting on sitting on a chimney, like an abandoned chimney that no one lives at, on the side of the road, looking at each other. And I was thinking, like what the fuck? Like, those two buzzards are probably like talking to each other. They're probably like two like afterlife people that know each other, and that's how they just sit there. They don't cause any problems. There could be aliens, but they just were looking at each other. And I don't think anyone put that up there as a sculpture to freak people out, but their beaks weren't moving, and they were just looking at each other. So I think they were talking to each other somehow. And this happened the other day, and I don't know if that's a sign of schizophrenia or what, but it was just a sign that I'm trying to be more mindful of what's going on around me, and that's got to be a sign that there is some sort of other life out there, some sort of afterlife or some sort of current life, some sort of extraterrestrial life that was just creepy to me to watch, because I guess mainstream media conditioned me to hate that and think it was creepy. But that's just how it goes. That's just life. So for the next podcast, I got my buddy Peter DeWitt, possibly being joined by Scott Shirley. If they can figure it out, or we can figure it out. That could be a three-person podcast. Got the equipment, so I'm ready. I'm ready, guys. And then also we got one of my friends from college. She's coming on, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk with her. We're gonna talk podcasts, because she's a podcast fan. She gets in her conspiracies. She's a Joe Roganite like I am. She smokes, so maybe we'll do something before or after. Who knows? It's always good chopping it up with her. She's always very insightful, very intelligent. So Peter DeWitt, he's a college tennis player. He played Division I tennis. So we got the tennis going on right now, so I need to get him in. I got to get him in and talk about some tennis. We got a lot of... I'm going to throw him some tennis questions. I'm going to throw him some good tennis questions. So I want to see what he knows about tennis. I don't know much, and I'll probably botch a lot of the questions, but I want to see how he handles it. Other than that, guys, thanks for checking in. This is the back nine. So we got another good half. We got the mid-season was the Hinge date. I have logged another Hinge, the same Hinge girl, but we have another video, but podcast, but maybe we'll put it out. So that was the mid-season, I guess you could call it finale, mid-season finale. Season 1 is still, we're on the back nine of season 1. So we just started the back nine. And as soon as I finish my study of money, I'll be officially a, scholar in money, and I won't read any more money books for a while, because it's exhausting. It's really tough to learn about books or money for fucking for 50 books. So it's fun. I love it. But that'll be season 1 when we finish that up. And season finale, got a good idea for the season finale. I'm definitely gonna divulge my finances to start season 1, to finish season 1 and to start season 2. But season 2 is gonna be another challenge. It's gonna be there's gonna be reading involved, but there's also gonna be physical. So that's where I'm at with the podcast here. So I'm averaging 1.5 books a week. So we got another roughly 20 weeks where we're on season 1. So if you're getting bored with season 1, don't quit on me just yet. we got a lot of fun stuff. I'm enjoying this. I love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. And hit that like and subscribe button. Tell your friends, please, because we're fucking doing it, guys. I'm doing it. We're doing it. We're growing. We're gonna be buying houses and cars and all these extravagant trips, and we're gonna be doing it all, guys. We got a lot planned on the docket, so we're gonna be buying things and getting jewelry. We're gonna be buying animals and building things and buying things. So, all right, guys. Thanks. Love you.